Hi everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. So it's about 6 o'clock on Monday and I'm just turning on the camera for the first time because there's really been nothing to report all day. It's rainy and cold here in Kansas, so we did not do anything fun at all today, and it's just been a very lazy, boring day. But I picked up The Bookish Life of Nina Hill late last night, and then I picked it up again this morning a couple times, and I read 30% of it that way. And then my daughter has been doing this fun new thing where I put her down for a nap around 2. She plays in her bed until 4, and then she crashes at 4. So now it's 6 o'clock, and my husband is going to wake her up so we can eat dinner, and so she'll actually go to bed at 8:30 tonight. And it's just crazy. So, but the fact that she was in bed for almost 4 hours means that I got to read the last 70% of Bookish Life of Nina Hill, and so I finished it. So I don't know what to say about this book. I'm giving it 3.5 stars. I think picking it up in chunks, the 30% that I read this morning, it was it just had nothing to draw me in and motivate me to pick it back up. But then when I settled in and just read 70% of it, I enjoyed the ride. So this is a very slow character study about a girl named Nina Hill. Nina works in a bookshop. She's very, very bookish, and I loved that element of it. She's also very introverted. Her mom has a whole lot of wanderlust, and so her mom is never in the same place at once. Nina was kind of raised by a nanny, and so she learned to be pretty independent from the get-go. And so Nina is very set in her ways and likes to do things a certain way. She likes to come home and read on Thursday nights and do this on Friday nights. And, she's just very set in that. And I loved, we get to see her journal pages because she keeps a very, detailed planner, and the planner that she has, I want it. And so loved seeing that. Anyway, this book just follows Nina as she learns to deal with her anxiety and kind of come out of her shell. She gets a letter one day saying that her dad has died. She never knew about her dad. Obviously she knew she had a dad, but she knows nothing about him. Her mom, I think, even said she didn't know who he was. And so she finds out she had this dad, and the dad left her something in the will. So she has to get together with all of her family that she never knew. And now her dad was kind of a serial cheater, so she's got siblings ranging from 10 years old to middle-aged. And so she's got all this family, and some of them are warmer than others. And so it's her coming out of her shell, meeting that family. She also starts a relationship with a guy. She's on a bar trivia team, and this guy's on kind of the rival team. So she starts a relationship with him and just learning to navigate that with anxiety. And she's somewhere almost 30, late 20s, I think. And she's just she's very good at protecting her time. She, like I said, she keeps a planner, and she puts she marks herself time to be home and read by herself. And I like that she protected that time for herself. But how do you let someone in when your life is like that? So I loved getting to see Nina grow and deal with her anxiety, come out of her shell a little bit, and let this guy in, let her family in. I loved seeing that. But like I said, this book was one that if I set it down, I had almost no motivation to pick it back up. So I'm giving it 3.5 stars. I think the hype also kind of got me because I've heard such raving reviews about this that I just couldn't separate myself from that. So I expected to love, love, love it. And because I didn't, it was just a little bit disappointing. But overall, not a bad book, especially if you like character studies. If you're looking for something super fast-paced, this is not it. But there were many times that I kind of chuckled, and overall, it was a very cute read. So now I'm going to go downstairs and make dinner. I stayed in bed for probably 3 of the 4 hours that my daughter was, so I didn't really get anything done. And so I am switching up the plans tonight. We're just going to do sandwiches, have a lazy night to kind of round out a lazy day, and start fresh tomorrow. So I will check in tomorrow. I start a buddy read tomorrow of The Girl He Used to Know by Tracy Garvis Graves. And I'm doing that with Krista from Books and Jams. And so I'm not sure what I'm going to read tonight, or if I'm just going to watch booktube, because I don't want to start that tonight and get too far into it and before the buddy read even starts. So I don't know what I'll do, but I will check in tomorrow and let you know. Bye. Hey everyone, it's about 8 o'clock on Tuesday, and again, I've been a terrible vlogger today, but again, it's because there's really nothing to talk about. So today was another cold, rainy day, and we just played inside, we colored, we read books, we played with toys. We really didn't do like anything fun, but I just finished The Girl He Used to Know by Tracy Garvis Graves, and I was doing this as a buddy read with Krista from Books and Jams, and we both like loved it. I'm not going to speak for her on her final thoughts because she hasn't quite finished it, so I'm not going to say, I take it back saying she loved it, but we both have really flown through this because it's short chapters, it's very intriguing, it's just so sweet that it's like you just want to read about this relationship. So this book is about Annika and Jonathan, and they dated in college, and then they met later. Something happened, they broke up, and then now they bump into each other 10 years later. So it's a second chance romance, my cup of tea. And so we get to see their relationship grow in college, and then we get to see kind of how they navigate that now. And I loved it. Annika is on the autism spectrum, and so I liked seeing that. It's not often that you see an adult on the autism spectrum as a main character, so I really enjoyed that. Jonathan is just the biggest cinnamon roll hero ever. He is so, so sweet and just sees her for who she is, not her social struggles, not some of the things that make her different necessarily. He just loves her for who she is, and their relationship, I felt like, was just very unconditional on both sides. And Annika, I loved her character because I thought she was so unapologetic about who she was, and part of it was just because she didn't know any better, like to be ashamed or embarrassed of certain things. She just was who she was, and she kind of rocked it. I really enjoyed her character, really enjoyed Jonathan's character. So this is very much a slower character study, but this time I loved both the characters. So I'm giving it 4.5 stars. There are also moments in this book that will have you in tears, and then there's moments that are so sweet and spoon-worthy that it's just, you'll have a smile on your face and want to be with these people. So I really enjoyed it. The reason I didn't give it 5 stars is because I thought the ending, you could see it coming, and it was kind of a easy way to get an emotional pull, and so I enjoyed the ending, but I thought it was a little easy. I also didn't love, there's multiple references to how beautiful Annika is, and like at certain points in the book, they say it so much that you're almost like hit over the head, and they say she looks like Caroline Kennedy, and like for me, it's like I just don't see like blonde bombshell when I see Caroline Kennedy, and so some of the descriptions made it hard for me to like picture what she looked like. But overall, I would highly recommend this book, especially if you like second chance romance. If you like sweet, sweet guys, this guy was just like, he barely had any flaws. And the girl too. I mean, she was just very, was who she was. And I loved that. So overall, I very much enjoyed that book. And I loved buddy reading with Krista. It was funny how we were both just kind of like zooming through it because it's just under 300 pages and it's 45 chapters. I think I might have said that. And so they're very short, very quick, very compulsively readable. Highly recommend. So now I'm going to pick up Olive Kitteridge by Elizabeth Strout. This one is one I've had on my shelves forever, and for some reason I'm intimidated by it. And so I found it on audio through my library, and so I'm going to go ahead and listen to this. It looks super tiny. And the font is kind of dense, but whatever. It's a 12-hour audiobook. So I'm going to start it tonight and hopefully finish it by the end of the day tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what I think about it. So today, like I said, it was just gloomy, lots of indoor stuff, nothing really worth reporting. Tonight we did something a little bit special. We ate at our counter, like our little island in the kitchen, and I joined the Heather Gudenkauf live show, like live book launch. So she has a new book coming out. I will put the title or the picture up somewhere. And I love Heather Gudenkauf. And this one had Heather Gudenkauf, Mary Kubica, J.T. Ellison, and Lisa Unger. All 4 authors were there to just celebrate the book launch and talk about their writing process. So So I was so excited. It was at 6 o'clock our time, so it was really kind of unavoidable to not hit dinner. So we did that, but just a few minutes in, some hacker came in and started putting explicit content all over the screen. So she ended the meeting. Then about half of us came back and we got it going again, another explicit content thing. So then the third time that it happened, she was like, all right, we're done. And I just felt so bad for her because the whole thing went on maybe 30 minutes with stopping and starting the meeting. Like, we got a little bit about how they're different, like writing stuff, like their methods in writing, but she couldn't even do very many Q&As because it was so much like just trying to get in and out of the group and get this guy or people out of there. So I just think that was really a bummer to see that somebody does that kind of thing. And I know it's not the only time it happened. It was an open Zoom meeting, so she had like the link on her Facebook, and she also sent it out to like her email subscribers, and it was a broad reaching thing, and there was no password requirement, no pre-registration requirement, and they wanted to do that so it could reach as many people as possible. But obviously that just doesn't work out because some people suck. So didn't really get a whole lot out of that, but so it goes. So yeah, that's really been our day. Now my husband is bathing my daughter, and I'm going to put her down, and then I'm going to pick up all of Kittredge and call it a day. So that's the plan. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Hey everyone, it's Wednesday at about 9:45, so I'm finally not updating late at night, well, in the evening, and you can see the playroom is somewhat clean right now, so clearly we just came downstairs, and I have decided to DNF all of Kittredge. So I started it last night, and I read about half of it, and I just don't love it. I'm not interested, and it's told like it's about this woman named Olive Kittredge, clearly, and her husband Henry, and everything kind of revolves around her, but it's short stories about people who she interacts with at certain points. She's a teacher, and she's just kind of a gruff woman. She does have a softer side that we see at points, but I just didn't love her character. You all know I don't like short stories, so I just had a really hard time with this. I mean, it's all just kind of loosely connected, and I just didn't care. And there's so much on my bookshelf that I want to read, and I knew my expectations going into this were that I wouldn't love it. So I think it's just a combo of not my style and just my poor expectations. So I'm going to pass it on to somebody who I know will like it more. So that is that. So what I'm going to pick up is Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. I'm doing this as a buddy read with Kelly from Cozy Reader Kelly. And we were going to start tomorrow, but I texted her and was like, hey, I DNF'd what I'm reading. I'm ready to go when you are. And she said, cool. She's like done with what she's reading. So it's a good time. We're going to start. So it is yet another rainy, cold, gloomy day here in Kansas. So it's like April. We didn't get a whole lot of this. And so I think we're getting it a month late. Like the April showers bring May flowers. It's supposed to be flower season, guys, but it's not. So we are going to stay inside today. I've got to do some editing. I've got 2 videos that are going up Friday and Saturday, and so I've got to get those edited. And then we're going to do some stuff upstairs. I have started laundry, and I got some fingernail paint for the little one that is like kid stuff, so it's supposed to dry quicker and be easier to like apply, because normally we get it all over our face, all over everything, because it's just so hard to sit still, but she loves it. So I think we might do that and really just hang out around the house and do stuff here all day. So that's the plan. I will update. I don't know if I'll get a whole lot of reading done before nap time. Probably not. It'll probably be nap time when I read. So I will update either tonight or tomorrow or sometime and let you know what I think of Little Fires Everywhere. Hey everyone, so it's a lot later than last time we talked. It's almost 7 o'clock, and after we talked, my daughter was saying, Mama, exercise, and so I was like, okay. So we did a prenatal workout video, and if you've been watching my vlogs for a while, we were doing one like every day, but then with my tailbone, I just haven't been able to do it, and so we decided to do just an arms one, and that actually felt really good. It was just a nice way to get some blood flow. And I had sat and edited my sister's Zoom in with the fam video for like an hour and a half, and it was just mom guilt of not like playing with her during that time, as well as physically I was just kind of like blobbed into the couch. So it felt really good to get up and do that exercise class, and then made lunch and played, and then did nap time. And so I started Little Fires Everywhere during nap time, and I'm like 4 chapters in and I'm bored. And I don't know. So, I mean, I don't know. Is it, maybe I'm in a funk today because DNFing is all of Kittredge is not something I typically do, but I just knew did not want to finish it. And then I'm buddy reading Little Fires Everywhere with Kelly from Cozy Reader Kelly, so I'm not going to DNF it. But like 4 chapters in, I hardly care. And I feel like it's the writing style for me. Like it's switching perspectives and it keeps you kind of distant. And I don't know. I just feel very much like an outsider looking in, and which is the intention, I think. But I don't know. I'm just bored, not loving it, but I'm only 4 chapters in, so there's a whole lot left. So I also decided to pick up Angel of Hope by Lurleen McDaniel, and I read the first one, Angel of Mercy, earlier this last month or something, I don't know. And it was about a girl who she decided to, after her senior year of high school, go to Africa and help with some medical needs. She went on this ship to Africa, help with some medical needs, met this boy. It's their relationship. Also, she gets involved with like this children's home there, and so it's her relationship with some of the kids down there and just her story of being down there. Well, then she has to go back. And so now this next story is her sister's story. And they are very short, like maybe 200 pages, read really, really fast. And I had said the last one was kind of like a made-for-TV movie or like a high school like health class special or something. But, so, I mean, I'm kind of expecting the same thing out of this one. But it's quick, easy, heartfelt read. So I'm reading those 2 things right now, but I am also prepping. I have a MOPS Zoom meeting here in 10 minutes, and so I'm the coordinator of our local MOPS, and so we're just getting the steering committee together to talk about kind of what the next year is going to look like and just kind of big picture stuff because we've got a couple months, and so trying to get everybody together before this baby comes, and so we can get a little bit of a game plan and decide what we're going to do. So I don't know that there's going to be a whole lot of reading tonight. My daughter actually just asked if she could have a bath in PJs, and so it's 6:45. We normally don't bathe her until like 7:45, but she's in the bath, and so I'm hoping my Zoom meeting will be like 30 or 45 minutes, and then we can just go straight to bed like at 7:45. And I'm so like such an old lady that I'm like stoked by that idea. So that's the plan. I will update tomorrow and let you know how I'm getting along with Little Fires Everywhere. I want to like it so bad. Fingers crossed. Hey everyone, I forgot to say, my sister brought by my birthday gift today, and I'm so excited about it. It is this, let's see if you can see, it's called My Bookmark Challenge, and so there's 10 challenges written on this bookmark, and so like some of them are a 5-star read, a traveling read, a book that taught you, new to you genre, favorite color stack, reading with a drink, etc., etc. So there's 10 challenges on here, and you go ahead and read a book and take a picture of you doing whatever the challenge is and post it on Instagram with the hashtag my bookmark challenge. And if you complete all 10, the person who makes these bookmarks will send you one for free. So it's Lyndsey Draws. I will try to link her Etsy page down below, because then my sister also got me just a ton of her bookmarks, and they are so darn cute. And so that like this one says, "Hey, you really are fabulous. Shh, I'm reading." I just love these. Bookstagram, the brightest corner of the internet. Just so many good ones. Quarantine 2020. So I just love it, and I love that idea, and it was such a fun gift, and so I'm really excited. And this, you can color in as you complete them. And so it's just so fun. And I'm so excited about that. So if you haven't seen that, go check her out. She's got an Instagram page. I think Lyndsey Draws It Again or something. I don't know. I'll link it down. I'll link her Instagram and her Etsy shop down below because I've never heard of her, but she's super cute. So love that. Hey everyone, it's Thursday and it's finally a beautiful, beautiful day here. I don't know if you can see, you almost never can when I do this in the car, so I don't know why I keep trying, but I just left the OB and it was kind of a scary appointment. He couldn't find her heartbeat because he checked, like I said, I just want to make sure she's still head down, ready to go. And he said, yeah, she feels like it. And I said, and she feels way bigger to me than my other daughter did. Is that true? And he said, she feels very, very long. So then he was trying to find her heartbeat, couldn't find her heartbeat, kept finding mine. And he was like, well, let me check higher. And so her heart is a lot higher than he would have expected and like higher in my body. So he went and got the little sonogram thing. And he said, well, she looks normal, looks head down, but she's got a very, very, very long torso. And so do I, so does Ainsley. So I'm thinking she's just going to be that way, but like I'm kind of freaked out. And it just, yeah, anytime that he has to pull that thing out, or like the sonogram thing, or anytime he gets a little frazzled, it obviously makes me frazzled. He said, we'll check it again next week and see what her position is like. But as of now, he thinks she's just going to be a really long, big baby. So that's scary for, I mean, I hope she's healthy, and I'm a little scared for a big baby, but big babies are great. Hopefully she's not too big and whatever, it works out and she's healthy, I hope. I'm gonna head home and we'll do lunch and then just get on with our day. So I got further into Little Fires Everywhere. I'm like chapter 10-ish, which is about halfway, and I'm liking it a lot more than I was. I'm way more invested. But it's still just not my favorite writing style, and like it's still one that I can, as of now, it would be like a 3-star, like I could kind of take it or leave it. And yeah, it's interesting, but not something I'm like, I can't wait to get home and read. There's a lot of characters and a lot of interesting dynamics. So yeah, I haven't read any more of my physical book, Angel of Hope, and so I'll do more of that later. I'm gonna go home and I don't know what we're gonna do. It's really nice, so we'll just be outside, and then I'll read during nap time because I have nothing going on. I did last night. I had my MOPS meeting, and the question I had everybody ask is like just a high icebreaker question or whatever, was what are you reading, watching, or listening to? And Little Fires Everywhere got brought up multiple times, and a lot of people said the show is better than the book. So if you have read and watched, let me know what you think, because normally I like the book way better than any sort of adaptation, but this might be an exception. So let me know what you think. That's it. I'm gonna head home. I will check in later. Hey everyone, it is like 7:30 on Thursday, and I just was going to let you know I finished Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng, and I'm giving it 3.5 stars, and I really am like struggling to get a good rating or even like competent thoughts about it. The book starts with a house burning down of this well-to-do family in Shaker Heights, Ohio, and one of their daughters is missing, and the mom thinks she did it. And so then it goes back to tell the story of the family and how they ended up there. And so we get that whole story, and they are very well to do. They have a rental house, and so Mia, this artist, and her daughter come there. So you don't know anything about Mia, you don't know about Pearl's dad, anything, and you find all that out as the book goes on. And then also some family or some friends of the Richardsons adopt a Chinese baby, and so we get that story as well as the biological mother's story. And there's a court case to figure out who should have this baby. But I think I am one of the people who is on the lower end of, like, I've heard a lot of people either love it or hate it. And I think the third person omniscient point of view is really hard for me to like, just because it keeps you at a distance. But I also see why she did it, because it creates like an air of mystery around what's going on and like who these people are. And so I understand why she did it. I also think it took a long time for me to get into it. Like, it just took a long time for the plot to get going. And then once it did, I was invested, but there's 2 separate storylines going on. They all come together in the end, and they all are connected.
but it's like I would get really interested in one and then it would switch to the other. And instead of making me like have to turn the pages and really be intrigued, it kind of made me like, "Ugh, this is so frustrating." So overall, 3.5 stars. I didn't love any of the characters, and I don't know that you're necessarily supposed to. I do have an opinion about which way it should go, and I don't know, like I haven't really thought through that opinion. And so I don't know, just like I had a gut instinct. I connected with one of the characters in the adoption case. And so I had an opinion about the way that went. And so I also really liked Mia as a main character. And so I enjoyed her. That was really the only character I liked a lot. Overall, it was okay for me. 3.5 stars. Glad I read it. I have heard that the show is better, so hopefully I'll watch that. And yeah, so it was very interesting. Just the writing style, I'm not sure. I have heard Celeste Ng's first book is a little bit different writing style. So I don't know if you've read both of them. Let me know, because I have the other one on my Kindle, and now I'm a little gun shy to pick it up. But yeah, as far as life goes, today we went for a walk after lunch. Sans baby, we went flower hunting, and so we smelled all the flowers in our neighborhood because it was finally not raining and it was beautiful. Like last night, we like to eat outside if it's possible. Last night it was way too cold, and then tonight we were in tank tops and had the fan on. It was hot. It was like 80 degrees. So that's Kansas for you, but it is thundering right now and it's going to storm. So we did the walk. We did just stuff around the house, and that's about it. So I don't know what I'm going to pick up tonight, but I will let you know in the morning.
Hey everyone, it's Friday at like 2:45. My daughter is down for a nap, so I'm trying to be a little quiet, but I haven't updated yet today because I have just had the most productive day ever. Today is one of those days where it was like just like ninja kicks, like getting stuff off the to-do list, and it felt so good, like just banging things off, and that it just feels like life in my blood. And so I did a lot of stuff at home this morning, organized some stuff, got some Christmas stuff put away from our garage to like our storage room. And then we went and got lunch, got grocery pickup, went to the post office and dropped stuff off, went to the recycling center and dropped stuff off. Like, we just got so much done. And then my daughter, I don't know if I've talked about it or not, but she has started peeing in her pants again because she has character underwear and she likes to see all of the different characters. So she knows if she pees in her pants, she gets a fresh pair of panties. So we have tried a million different things. I ordered some just like plain colored ones that are still not here from Amazon. And so in the meantime, I made a potty chart. And so every time she goes to the potty and has dry underwear, she gets a sticker, and then she gets books when she gets a certain number. So hopefully that works. I don't know what we're going to do with that kid. I mean, because she's able to hold it, she just likes to get new panties and see all the characters. But last night I started the Bromance Book Club. And you guys, I am loving it. I am normally so hesitant to pick up like new releases because the hype ruins so much for me. Like, as you have seen lately, it just ruins books for me. But I'm like 85% of the way done, and I think this is going to be a 5 star. I'm loving it. So if you haven't heard about the Bromance Book Club, it's about a couple who they have twin girls who, I don't know how old they are, but young twin girls, and their marriage is on the rocks. And so he gets taken into this group of men who all have this book club that they read romance novels to try to understand how to woo their women. And so it's just hilarious. It's so cute. He is a professional baseball player, so it's a sports romance kind of. Some of his teammates are in this book club, and it's just so funny. Like, I'm loving the bro code, and I'm loving seeing him and Thea's relationship as they work on it. And a lot of people have said with this book, and I completely agree, that it's rare to see good romances about already married people. And so I am just I mean, especially as a married person, I am just loving that. Like, it's an extra element of being able to like see myself in a book. And I love Thea. Her sister, I think, is going to be the one in the undercover bromance. I'm not sure, but I don't dislike her as much as everybody else does. So I am just loving it. I think it's going to be a 5-star, but I'll let you know for sure when I finish. So um, we also are having good weather today, and so we went outside and played on the swings, and it's just beautiful. I'm so grateful for no rain. It's supposed to be like pouring, like I said, forever, and they've taken a lot of the rain out. I think tomorrow is still going to rain, but that's okay because it's Saturday and it's my birthday, and so I hope to have a rainy day where I am doing nothing. But honestly, I have a really hard time like being sedentary. I just am I don't know if I'm undiagnosed like ADHD or something, but I have a very, very hard time sitting still. And so I say that that's what I want to do on my birthday, which I do, but I just know I won't. So I don't know. I am going to go now lay down for, it's almost 3, so I'm going to go lay down and read some of this Journey of Hope by Lyndsey McDaniel. Or, yeah, I think Mission of Hope. What is it called? Uh, Angel of Hope. There you go. So I'm going to go read some Angel of Hope, and then, but first I'm going to finish the Bromance Book Club because I'm so close to finishing that. It's on ebook. And so, yeah, I will check in later and let you know my final thoughts on the Bromance Book Club. But I am so excited. I haven't had a 5-star in forever, and that's not true, but I feel like I haven't had it forever, and like I've had so many ones that I'm really hyped for, and then just like get disappointed. And so this one actually living up to the hype is awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish that and we'll talk to you later. Hey everyone, it is Saturday, May 16th, and today I'm another year older. So today is my birthday, and it's like after 21, our birthdays as fun for you guys as they used to be. Because for me, it's like, it's still fun. It's really, my husband is just a good man, and he really lets me do kind of whatever I want to do on my birthday. And with the double whammy of Mother's Day, it's awesome. So today we have just kind of had a lazy day so far. My daughter was a wonderful child and slept in an extra half hour. So I did a little bit of reading and just hung out, and then we did breakfast, and then we went for a walk. And I inserted some pictures before I started talking, and our neighborhood has some beautiful I think they're irises, I think, all planted along the road. And so we went and walked down there to those, and my daughter smelled all of them, and we got some beautiful pictures of her next to them. And it's just, it feels like a very nice spring day, even though rain is looming, and it's like 69 degrees and so humid, it's hard to breathe. And so I'm wearing like a jacket, sweater thing, and I was like wishing I hadn't because it was really like muggy. And we ran into some friends who live a couple streets away. So we were out there for probably 2 hours, and it was just a very nice way to spend the morning. Beautiful day, trying to take advantage of the lack of rain. So, and we had to take baby in stroller, of course. And this poor baby, like, she is starting to look like she has had a rough life, and she kind of has. So it's one of those where if you lay him down, the eyes shut, and if you sit him up, the eyes open. Well, she's got like one lazy eye, so one eye shut, one eye's open. The hat had to be on apparently today, but it's like got a weird string. And then she was holding all the dandelions we were collecting. So this poor baby, she has had a rough go, and she's showing it. So that's really what we've done this morning. It's just been nice kind of hanging out. And so as far as reading goes, I finished Bromance Book Club last night, or yesterday, as I said I would, and I didn't get back on to talk about it because I just couldn't say anything else but gushing. It was just so good. Like, the stutter representation I loved. I think I talked about that. Like, really, I loved everything about it. I gave it 4.5 stars because I do think the ending, there's like some conflict in the ending that I'm like, really, dude? Really? I didn't love it. But it had like the rom-com, like grand gesture in the end that I just love. Like, I think that's just so adorable. And I just loved this book. It was exactly what I needed, and it was so good. So 4.5 stars. With that little tweak in the ending, it would have been probably a 5-star. I don't have the next one yet, but I want to, and I definitely want a copy of that for my shelves. So then I picked up Blue Like Jazz, and this is by Donald Miller. And I've had this one on my shelf forever, and I just haven't picked it up. And so I figured now is the time, because I didn't know what to pick up, because the Read-A-Rama starts tomorrow, so I knew I wanted kind of something quick. And this one is not long. 240 pages-ish. And so I finished this already because this was a 2-star for me. I just didn't like it. It's the little subtext is non-religious thoughts on Christian spirituality. And so this is a nonfiction. I know this one was very popular when it came out, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago. I'm not even sure. But it is just like random musings. Like, this guy is a Christian kind of, but it's just his thoughts on Christianity and like people he interacts and their thoughts on Christianity and their expressions of faith in different ways. And it was just like felt very incohesive, and I was just like blah 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 blah, bored. So that one's done. So then I have also read a little more in this Angel of Hope, which is the second book. And this bookmark, so it's from our public library. And it's so cute. And my daughter is like obsessed with it. And so this bookmark, I don't know why I'm still using it, because she always pulls it out. And so this book especially, I have to make sure to finish at a chapter, because my bookmark goes missing on the daily. And I've got this whole cup of bookmarks. So I don't know why I'm still using this one, but I am. So I had said this one was about the girl's sister, and so far it's not yet. It's still about the girl who went on the African like journey in the first book. And so, but I think it's about to switch to be her sister. I have barely been reading this. I'm like 50 pages in, maybe, 52 pages in. But my goal is to get this finished today. And so I don't have anything going for Read-A-Rama tomorrow. So then on audio, I picked up The Breakdown by B.A. Paris, and so far this is really interesting. I have read Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris and loved it, but that's the only thing I've read. I think this cover is also super cool, like how it's like shattered glass. And I don't know, I didn't read the back of this because I like to go into thrillers not knowing. And so this one is about a woman who she's like driving home one night, and she sees somebody else broken down on the side of the road, and she chooses not to help. And so then something happens, like she finds out more about the person who is stranded there, and she's dealing with a lot of guilt. And that's about all I'm going to say about this. So far, so good. I'm really intrigued. I'm not sure how far I am into this, because I am listening on audio, and I just listened to it some in the middle of the night and then some this morning, but I haven't gotten too far into it. So hopefully I can finish both of these things today. That's the goal. So as far as the rest of the day goes, I just ordered lunch from a Chinese place. Well, it's like Chinese Japanese. We order sushi and hibachi stuff. And so yeah, that is, my husband's going to go get that here in just a minute. And then we're going to eat lunch outside again. It's like I'm waiting for this rain. It has said it's going to rain, and it's really cloudy and gloomy, but no rain yet. Yeah, we're going to do that, and then it'll pretty much be nap time. And I don't know if I'm going to nap or like what I'm going to do. I kind of am in a funk where like if I lay down to nap when she does, it makes me feel physically worse, just because I have had terrible heartburn and stuff. And so like laying flat doesn't help. And I also can't nap. Like, I'm just not a napper. So I think I may like hang out downstairs or something. I don't know. So like I want to do something that is both like mentally good and physically good. And I'm just not sure what that is. So I'm going to try to figure that out today, trying to solve all the world's problems. Then at 4:30, I am having a Zoom call with my parents, my sister's family, and my grandma, and we're just going to hang out for a little bit on Zoom, and so we can kind of celebrate. People had asked to do driveway visits, and it's just very, very, very hard with a 2-year-old to get her not to touch on people. And like, I'm not going to say, no, you can't go hug your grandma or grandpa or whatever. Like, it's so hard to do that. And so also they say that it's going to start raining any minute. So I just said, let's do Zoom and be safe. And this time is just so weird. I'm so ready for it to be over, but it's like, even when it's over, when is it really over? Does that make sense? And like, there's just so many other things you can catch that I don't even know. So And then we're doing takeout for dinner again. So I will check in later when I finish either of these things because, like I said, that is the goal. I'm gonna finish both today, by golly. I'm gonna do it because then Read-A-Rama starts tomorrow and I don't want any of these like lagging in the background. So that's the plan. We'll check in later. Hey everyone, so this is going to be a really quick update because I have to be on a Zoom call with my family in 2 minutes. So I just finished Angel of Hope by Lurleen McDaniel, and this is the second in this bind up called Journey of Hope, and it was good. I'm going to give it probably 3.5 stars. I liked it a little bit better than the first, but just because you are with the same characters, so you are more attached, like that attachment and that emotional investment is there from the beginning, and just like with the first one, it hits you with an emotional punch right at the end. And I just really liked it. This one was about her sister because something happens. The plan was for the girl from the first book, Heather, and her mom to go back to Africa where they went in the first, or where Heather went in the first book. Her mom's a plastic surgeon, and so she's going to do some surgery on this little girl who needs, who has a cleft palate, and so she needs surgery so she can eat and speak appropriately. And so Heather and the mom are going to go back. Well, something happens and Heather can't go. So Amber, her sister, has to go. And so I was talking to my husband and I was like, there's no way this would happen, blah, 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 blah. Well, this was written in 1999 and 2000. So at that time you could transfer names on a ticket and not lose it. And so she got her vaccines or whatever and she went. So it's her story in Africa and the things she does there, the people she meets a boy. We follow what's going on with Heather back at home. It was really cute. Had an emotional punch at the end. Very sweet. A little less like made for TV movie. So I really enjoyed it. 3.5 stars. So now I will let you know when I finish the breakdown. I didn't get any listening to this done. And it's like a perfect floppy paperback. And so I kind of want to pick it up physically. But tonight I will work on this. So I'm going to go do the Zoom meeting, make some potatoes because that sounds good, and order food for dinner. And then maybe do some reading. But we may also watch The Masked Singer. I don't know. Also, if you guys watch The Masked Singer, how is the Night Angel or Dark Angel or whatever still on there? I cannot fathom. Like, is it her family that is all in the audience? Because I don't know how she's doing it. But anyway, I've got to go set up this Zoom meeting. We'll talk to you later. Hey everyone, it's Sunday morning and I'm just getting on to update because I just finished The Breakdown by B.A. Paris and I really enjoyed this book. I'm giving it 4 stars. I just think that B.A. Paris can do psychological tension in a way that like nobody else can. She has a way of like keeping you really like almost stressed and tense throughout her books, but in a very, very good way. So this one is about a woman who is driving home late at night from a work party and she sees another woman pulled over on the side of the road and she doesn't know if she needs help or not. So she kind of tries to see if there's any obvious signs and she is too scared to stop. So she goes on and plans to call the police when she gets home and then she forgets to do that. So then the next morning, she finds out the woman she saw was murdered. And so she's struggling with a lot of guilt. And the rest of this book is kind of her trying to figure out what happened, who killed this woman. But then she is also having some problems with memory, and you don't know if she is a reliable narrator or not. She's very, 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 very paranoid. And so it makes you almost like paranoid and not sure what is going on, like who you should believe, who you shouldn't. And it was just very, very good. I do think the whodunit in the end was a little bit obvious, a little bit predictable, but definitely not all the details of like how and why and all of that. So I thought this was very good. 4 stars. I would highly recommend if you are a fan of B.A. Paris. And if you're not, I don't think this one was quite as good as Behind Closed Doors, but it's a close second. So that ends this week's reading vlog. Today is the start of the Read-A-Rama, so I'm going to end this vlog and then start that one. So as far as the rest of my birthday went, it was a great day. We went and did sidewalk chalk. I'll insert a picture somewhere. My husband takes sidewalk chalk very seriously, and he is very good at the more detailed works. I tend to do flowers and sometimes self-portraits. My daughter will request those, but she loves airplanes and helicopters and things. We live pretty close to an airport, so she loves to wave to them, and it's just, so he drew all of that for her. And then we came inside, took naps, and then did a Zoom call with 2 of my sisters, and my parents and my grandma, and that was awesome. And then ordered takeout for dinner and just kind of relaxed the rest of the evening. So it was a very nice, relaxed Saturday of more family time than like productivity time, and it was nice. So today, hopefully, will be a little more productive, but you can see what we do today in my Read-A-Rama vlog. So thank you for watching this whole vlog if you did, and let me know if you've read any of the books I read, and I hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you later.